Okay, we are leaving this sports complex Rodeo Grounds Riverwalk behind after a lovely evening. It was a lovely evening. It was poured down rain. We had really big rainstorms. I was actually glad we were on pavement, which is an issue we might be facing over the next few days. So we gotta figure that out. Crossing the Belle Fourche River here. Trying to get my seat cushion adjusted correctly. I think that'll work. Okay, so this has been a fun little town. We came in yesterday to see the center of the contiguation, the center of the United States, which is, they've got a monument here, but the actual location is about 20 miles away from here. We did not decide to go there. We took the easy way out. To Devil's Tower. We got 55 miles to go, which is going to take us an hour and 6 Google minutes. So, pick you up when we see something new and interesting. GoPro, stop recording.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
Although I guess I should give you the date and time and weather report and all that stuff. So today is Wednesday, July the 30th. Henry thinks it's 69 degrees out. I think it's probably about 66, maybe 65 at this point, because you know he was sitting in the sun. What else did we want to know? Oh, it is 8:50 in the morning, and we are currently at an elevation of almost 3,100 feet. So those are all the things I know. What just fell? Something just fell. That must not have been too important. Okay, this is Potholy. I just edited a video that I think it actually comes out today, where I went up a really steep road in order to find a campsite. Unfortunately, found it, but I am not a fan of steep roads. Just not. You know, it's all part of my fear of heights thing. Whoops. That was a big hole. Beautiful morning. And I think basically we're taking a secondary road across this part of South Dakota and into Wyoming. So we're going to be in Wyoming for the next night or two or three. Or maybe a little longer. And then we're heading east again into North Dakota. In my opinion, but probably cheap. These houses here spread a little further apart. It's a little nicer. Hey, I spent a lot of years working as a real estate broker. What can I say? I assess houses a lot. And I guess I'll just mention, you know, I still am a licensed real estate broker, even though I don't work full-time for a living anymore. But what I do is introduce people that are looking to buy or sell to somebody who can help them do that most effectively. And unlike most agents who say, oh, I love referrals, I don't leave you alone once that's happened. You know, once I get you hooked up with an agent that I think is going to be the best for you. Oh good, we're turning. I just saw the sign that said pavement ends. I'm like, wait a minute. So once I get you hooked up with an agent that I think will work best for you, I'm always available for consultation, both for you and for the agent. So there you go. So if you're looking to buy or sell, and it doesn't matter where, anywhere in the country, and even in Canada, I've got a lot of friends that work up in Canada as well, I'd be happy to help you get the best help that you possibly can. And I'll give you an example of that. Right now we've got a client who is also now a friend of mine, which is kind of what happened with many of my clients became very close friends during the course of working together. But she called me some weeks back and said, hey, I need to buy a house. I know you're not doing it. Who would you send me to? So I called another friend of mine who is an agent in that area. And I said, hey, I've got a friend who started off as a client and needs to buy a house. Here's the way my people work. And she kind of didn't really believe it was going to be that way. But I said, look, she's not going to have any problem signing a representation agreement because all of my clients did. And now, basically, because of the NAR settlement, you have to. If you're not in a written agreement, you're not going to get represented. And that's all because of the lawsuit that happened. I guess it got settled last year, finally. I said, you know, she's not going to have any problem signing a representation agreement because she already understands clearly what the benefits to her are. And, you know, you're not going to need to take her out and go house shopping, per se, with, you know, with people that just love to go look at houses, because my people don't love to go look at houses. We like to go buy houses, right? We want to find the right house, buy it, and get it over with. And the first time they went out, they looked at 3 houses, and the client said to the agent, okay, so now I got to pick one. And the agent looked at her like she was crazy. What do you mean you got to pick one? Well, that's what, you know, that's the way Sally always worked. We got to see 3 houses and then we picked one. Now, the difference between the way I do it and the way most people do it is I pinpoint very, very clearly what truly is most important to the buyer, and then that's all they get to see. I don't bother showing them a bunch of extraneous houses that aren't going to fit what they need and want, because that's just a waste of time, effort, and energy for both of us. So after we get really clear about what's most important, then we make sure those are the only houses we're looking at, and usually it doesn't take more than 3. Occasionally it does, but not very often. And as it turns out, because clients who have worked with me, especially more than once, are good at being able to articulate that information, they went back about a week and a half later and made an offer on one of those 3 houses, and they're in escrow now. They had some other considerations that the client was considering, like buying the rental house that she was in, but after a couple of weeks of messing around with that, it turned out to be a no-go situation. The seller and the agent representing the seller were both unreasonable about their expectations. So she said, I don't need to buy this house, I'll go buy another one. And you can find another tenant. That's the way things go. And that's enough about what I don't do for a living anymore. Look at this beautiful scenery and these clouds up ahead. Alright, so I really will pick you up when we've got something even more interesting to see, and I probably won't have anything any more interesting to say, but you never know. Well, apparently we've made it to Wyoming, but I didn't see a welcome to Wyoming sign. I just saw a sign about motorcyclists, a bunch of which are passing me currently. So welcome to Wyoming. Stay alert. Heavy bike traffic. guess these guys are all going to Devil's Tower too, probably. And then they'll go back to Sturgis. Now, this is not the first time we've been in Wyoming on this trip. We were in and out of Wyoming several times when we were down around Colorado. And then we came north into Wyoming and then into Nebraska, back down to Colorado. We've been all over the place. I'll be interested in adding up just how much mileage I've accumulated on this Watch My Air Quotes trip this summer. And it really, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, my summer travels really start from when I left Quartzsite, which was the end of March, but then I had to go back to Quartzsite before I could head north again. I spent a bunch of time in Nevada, about a month or more in Nevada, I think. And I would do that again. I had a lot of fun in Nevada. And then I went over to the northwest corner of the Oregon coast, which was, I think, about 1,100 miles from Nevada. And then another 1,200 miles or so back down to Utah to meet up with my friend Barb that I've been traveling with since, I think, around the 8th of June we met up. And this is the end of July. Looking at what we still plan to see, we've got probably another 2,500 to 3,000 miles to go to get back into Washington, where I plan to finish up my summer travel season and maybe come south along the coast. We'll see how that goes. We'll see. Beautiful landscape, though. In some ways, it reminds me a lot of Carroll County, Maryland, where I lived for a while when I was in my early 20s. Rolling green hills, lots of trees. We've seen plenty of cows and farmsteads and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of similar. And we still have 41 miles to go to Devil's Tower. So we best get busy getting there. Well, the speed limit just abruptly dropped from 65 to 45, and we are entering Aladdin, population 15, elevation 3740. And here we go. This is Aladdin. Doesn't appear to be a tremendous amount going on here in Aladdin. That was that. Well, we must be entering another little hamlet. The speed is dropping from 65 to 30. Welcome to Alva. Elevation 3995. I guess no population to report, huh? And Garmin seems to be agreeing with the elevation for a change. I'm getting pretty hungry. So our plan is hopefully to be able to get into the campground at the monument. It's all first come, first serve. $10 a night for me with my access pass. $20 if you don't have one. I think it's half off for access and seniors. I think everybody else pays full price. Not positive about that though. motorcycles a chance to get up and pass us. There we go, guys. Back already. Look at that landscape. We're still 20 miles away from the visitor center, but I can see it off to my left. It's not going to show up in the video yet. Devil's Tower being it. But when we come around this curve, unless we sink too low in elevation, you might be able to see it. And I wonder how Devil became associated with upthrust basalt columns like this, because we've got Devil's Tower here, and then in California near Mammoth Lakes we have Devil's Postpile, which is kind of similar, but it's not a single, it's more like a wall, where this is like a singular structure in the middle by itself. Look at how deep red the dirt is both along the side of the road here and way up ahead of us. It's beautiful. Well, I'm glad we got a glimpse of Devil's Tower already. Be interesting to see how long before we actually get to see it again. There is a river running along over to the right-hand side. We haven't actually seen any of the water yet. I don't know if we're going to or not. Actually, no, we're not crossing it. It's just going to stay parallel to us. Gaining some elevation back. See if we're going to get another glimpse of it as we come around the corner. Maybe? Yes! Hopefully you're going to get to see it in the video now. See it? Way out there in the distance? Woohoo! But we're still 15 miles out. I wonder if we're going to be able to get rid of all of the flies now that we're out of South Dakota. I still have several in here. I think I killed 5 yesterday evening while I was watching TV. And this must be Hewlett that we're coming into next. Interesting, they've got an arm that could go across the road. Maybe they close for snow up over that pass we just came through. So yes, this is Hewlett, population 309, elevation 3755. Google thinks it's 3777. Hewlett doesn't appear to have a big commercial district, or maybe any, unless we haven't gotten to it yet. Yeah, welcome to Hewlett. Okay. Alright. Excuse me? What? What's got you all wound up, Kit? There's the Hewlett Museum, 1/4 mile ahead. Oops, I'm speeding. Slow down to 30. serving Devil's Tower. Okay. Okay. You see what I have to put up with. Well, isn't this cute? Look at this cute little... Oh, and somebody set up the official event merchandise biker clothing company. Look, it's Sturgis. Kit. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. Stop. That's enough barking. Stop. Would you please stop? We're crossing the Belle Fourche River again. So remember, that's what we crossed when we were coming out of the park this morning. I think he heard Google giving directions and got all excited. That's what I think. Plenty of guys out on bikes. I just looked at Google Maps and it says the speed limit's 70. It's not. It's going to pick up to 40 right here as we come out of town. But certainly not 70. Alright, so 12 more miles. Well, there's an iconic view. We're still 9 miles away from the visitor center. It almost looks like a shark's fin that's been sheared off a little bit. Interesting. And I wonder what that formation way over to the right is. Very interesting. Look at that. There's the money shot. Well, we just had about a dozen bikes pass us. And I have to say, I'm actually kind of happy we ended up at the beginning of Bike Week here. We're going to get out of the area before it gets terrible, I think. And it's kind of cool to be able to see it all without having to see all of it. You know, like yesterday morning when we were in Sturgis, we had coffee at the Sturgis coffee shop. And when we walked in there, there were probably 75 or 80 bikes lined up. So that was kind of cool. There's your view. Check her out. I think, kid, stop. Stop, stop, stop. I think that it is taller by far than Devil's Postpile in Mammoth. I had no idea. But look at these beautiful red cliffs up here. Hey, could you stop, please? I'm trying to talk to the people, and you're making it hard. Could we just let me talk to the people? Thank you. Do you have something on your mind that you needed to say? Possible congestion. Okay. People walking and shit like that. Okay. Okay, kids, stop. Stop. Stop yelling. Stop yelling. Nope. We got to talk to the people here. As you exit. Okay. Okay. Visitor center and restroom 3 miles ahead. All vehicles with trailers must turn left 1 mile ahead. I bet it's going to get steep and windy. What do you think? Look at that. Just look at it. Hey, here's a hint, guys. Don't park right in the middle of an overlook pull-out spot, because it makes it hard for other people to be able to park there too. Trailer parking area to the left. Campground to the left. Okay, well, I don't think...
Houses on the right are really pretty.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. I don't think we're going to be in the same problem that we had at Mount Moriah Cemetery yesterday, where we were prohibited from driving up that road and did it anyway. I don't think it's going to be that steep. By the time I got parked yesterday at the cemetery, my legs were shaking, and they remained rubbery for quite a few minutes, even after I got out. It took a little while coming down too to, you know, get over that feeling, because it was super steep coming down as well. And you know, it was when I was leaving that I noticed the sign that said no RVs or trailers. Okie dokie. Half mile to stoplight. I don't know what that means. Quarter mile to stoplight. I guess that's the highest congestion location, maybe. Though it also looks like there's a road that goes off to the left, coming up in about a quarter mile. No idea what that is. Well, here's the stoplight. Doesn't appear to be in operation. Maybe it's just a weekend thing. Red light photo enforced. Okay. Look at that. There it is. There it is. That's pretty monumental. Well, here's a lovely view of the tower, and I don't know how this happened, but for some reason I did not shoot any video while we were here. And as much as I dislike saying this, I'm going to say pause and read, because the stories on the placards are really interesting, and I hope you enjoy those as well. Yeah, it was a pretty special occurrence, and I was glad that we had the opportunity to come see it. And here are all the stats on the tower itself. Well, we just passed that traffic light that we went through going uphill, and I guess they use that to control the amount of traffic that's going up to the visitor center at one time. That would make total sense. And so we got away without having to wait. Very cool. Well, I'm hopeful we're going to be able to get in at the campground, and I can make breakfast because I'm hungry. almost 11 o'clock. But we managed to do what we wanted to do there, which was walk up to the base, get some photos. Got my passport stamp. Got some new stickers. I bought an entire page of stickers for all of the stuff around Devil's Tower, around the Black Hills. Jewel Cave, Wind Cave, all that stuff. Oh look, they put a little ashtray there. Well, that's pretty iconic. I'm gonna pull over here and see if I can get another picture, although I don't think this is going to be the best picture. Not bad though. Okay. So hopefully we can get into the campground. I guess we're going to be finding out.
1,000 feet, turn right.
I know there aren't any showers.
Turn right, then continue straight. Continue straight. In a quarter mile, you will arrive at your destination.
Okay. Drop the trailers here. Wonder if we could camp here. Not that I would consider this camping. I'm guessing probably not. I don't know if he was just waving hello or waving me off. For trailer turnaround, drive through campground. I think this is the picnic area. Well, this is quite nice as well.
You have arrived.
We have arrived. Caution, speed bumps ahead. Alright, so what do you think? Is it possible that we can get a site? I think it might be possible. I think we're going to luck out.
The crap load of campground.
Yeah, I'm going to go look at Loop B first, but there's at least several open right here at Loop A that'll work.
Yeah, and it's a nice pull through too.
Yeah, several of them. But these last couple coming out of Loop B might be really nice. Quiet. Quiet. wonder why these say tent only.
Probably because it's close to the bathroom.
Maybe.
You on 17 is pretty.
Stop. Yeah, I think that's too shady for me. .26 that I'm parked in front of is fairly shady. That might work for you. Or this and I can take this next one. Or do you want to go ahead and take a, let's drive through Loop A as well and then make a decision. But on this side I like 28 or 29 for me. Actually, I like 29. You might like 28.
Yeah, 28 would be fine. I'm away from the garbage can.
Yeah, and 29 looks fine for me, and it's in the sun, so. But let's go take a look at Loop A just so we know.
I like the one just to your right. I think it's going to be like A7.
Yeah, but a bunch of the other ones here have green tags on them, so they're all taken.
I don't see one on A7.
Right, but you want to be able to stay close enough to me so that you've got Starlink available, right?
Yeah, that's true. I was just thinking, if you look at the view, it's Devil's Tap.
How do you feel about 14 and I can take 15 ahead of it? Or we can go back around to the other loop, which I think I kind of like better.
Yeah, I just don't want to park next to the garbage can.
Alright, why don't we go back to Loop B then?
Okay, sounds good. There's only that one spot that had the garbage can that I wasn't interested in, but there were plenty more sites that looked good.
We looked at the other loop, and I think we're going to end up in the last couple on this side. Looked like they'd fit us.
They're the longest ones. 27.
I think that sounds
29
right.
and 30.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
The longest ones.
Awesome.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right.
But this says campground's closed August 1st.
Yes, that side's closing August 1st. We're part of the Sturgis Rally Run.
So we could
So you can only do 2 days.
2 nights. Okay, so
Yeah.
let me go talk to her about this. Okay, so if we go to the B loop where we were before, our maximum stay is 2 nights because they're part of the Sturgis Rally Run. but I also think that's probably the maximum stay that we want because we don't want to be here for the Sturgis Rally Run. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, and I'm thinking that if you like, we can use my card to pay for the 2 nights, $20, but it would be $10 a piece, and then you can just shave $10 off of what I owe you.
Well, and if we decide to share, then it's $5 a night, $10 total.
Yeah, but when we pay, we're going to pay for 2 nights, and they're not going to divvy it up. So one way or the other, it's still $10.
Yeah, I thought you said $20 total. All right, fine. Let's go back over to the B side. I think that looked better. We're gonna go back over to B. I figure we probably want to be out of here when all the bikes come in anyway.
Yeah.
What's the official checkout time?
Noon.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Well, this is going to be a really long video. I'm going to stop it now. We're going to end up over here on the B-loop side, I think. And you'll have to watch the next video and see it when we leave. Are you yelling? Look at the prairie dogs. I don't think I've ever been this close to them before. They've got plenty to say. Are you being a sentinel? Leave him alone, kid. Oh, I was noticing the holes and I'm thinking, oh, we must be near a prairie dog town. There's one right there. Hi, Guy. There's a couple right up there on top of the hill. Kit doesn't know what to make of them. Oh, look at this. Wow, they're all over the place. What are they, Kit? Wow. Alright, that's pretty cool. And of course, there's Devil's Tower. See the red cliffs over there? And all over there. I'd like to go find a piece of the Belle Fourche River to be able to walk along. Maybe I can figure that out tomorrow. I'm actually pretty tired today. Not quite sure why. Doesn't really seem like we walked that far, but maybe we did. So we came over from the campground because I wanted to see this, I forget what they called it, but basically it's a smoke ring. And when you look through it, looking in the direction that I'm now coming from, you get a view of it framing Devil's Tower. So that's very cool. I like the blocks on which it's set too. Also very cool. We get up here, I'm going to turn around and show you. Prairie dogs are kind of noisy. I was wondering what all those people stopped by the roadside were looking at. And that was the answer. Prairie dogs. See, there it is. Alright. I think there's a trail over here that we can take back to camp. So we're going to go take a look at that. And I think we're going to be declaring cocktail hour today. Because We got up this morning. Oh, Circle of Sacred Smoke is what it's called. We got up this morning at the Belle Fourche Sports Complex, which was about a little over an hour away from Devil's Tower, hour and a half maybe. And we got on the road pretty quick, and we were able to get up to the parking area, walk up to the base of the tower, get my passport stamp, get my stickers, do all the things. Now there's still people picnicking over there. I was going to let himself run loose for a little bit, but can't do that. And I assume that this walkway goes back to the campground. I did see a sign for a trail in the campground when we were looking for a place to park. And I have to admit, I was kind of shocked. I was not counting on being able to get a place for both of us to park here. And we got here just before 12, which is checkout time, and the place was basically empty. So we were able to secure 2 sites. Oh, it looks like there's another trail up here. Trail access there. Let's see what the signs say. And there's the campground, so I should be able to get back there from here. I can't actually read what the sign says. I guess we're gonna have to walk up to it. Let's go take a look. Yeah, see those cars out there? They're looking at the prairie dogs. Okay, so 1.3 miles to the visitor center. Basically straight uphill, because the visitor center is up by the base. So we got the south side and the Valley View trails here. And I'm going to stare at this for a little bit before I head back to camp on more view. Alright, well we're going to check this trail out tomorrow, because I think if we go along this trail, we'll get to go along the river for a ways. And way over there where those red roofs are, that's the KOA. Whatever ridiculous price they're charging. Oh, we're paying $10 a night here. Yeah, it's dry camping, but you know, whatever. And that's the 50% off rate for seniors and access pass holders. So, if you're not one of those categories, you might have to pay more, twice as much. So the basic rate is $20 a night. Okay. I'm guessing we probably don't have a ranger program tonight. This is a Wednesday. So I'm guessing probably not. But look, we can walk through the amphitheater, back over to the campground. This is pretty cool. All right. So here's the campground. We're going to head on back. And I think we're going to declare it cocktail hour. Might be a little early, but, you know, I'm retired. Do whatever I want. This is the Campo site straight ahead of us here. And this is Loop A. We're in Loop B. But basically in roughly the same position that they are. Only we've got pull-through sites, which is nice. Excuse me. Okay, so that was conveniently located. We got the trash right here. No bicycles. I guess we might as well look at the bathrooms while we're in the neighborhood, so to speak. Ooh, that's a big Starlink. I like my Mini. Seems to be working perfectly well for me. Come. Okay. Okay. I don't see any lights, but I could take my sunglasses off. Flush toilets. 3 of them, no showers. And no water hookups here, so at all. I mean, like there's a couple of hoses. Oh, wait. This says potable water. And I got a sink here to clean dishes, so that's cool. And this one's set up so that you can't try to floss onto it. But I got 100 feet of hose, I can get to that one. Interesting. Alright, so we're gonna just walk back across the grass since there aren't any campers here. That's where I'm camped. That's where Barb's camped. Pretty nice, huh? And I have to say, I like all the grass. Very nice. And I'm going to leave you with a few more still photos. Here's the view from my campsite. That was pretty spectacular. And the Lakota story. The Circle of Sacred Smoke sculpture. And I was able to match the picture as well. Another iconic view of the tower. Because whoever gets tired of that. And one more under clouds. And finally, good night, and thanks for being here.